All right, just trying to get synchronized here. Okay, well, again, thank you for having me here today. And I'm going to talk about my favorite kind of trades setup. It's really called breakouts. I like to trade, based on momentum and breakouts. It's been, kind of the way I was trained to trade, and it's just been, what makes me comfortable, and it's been very, very successful and useful throughout my trading career. So let me get my slides going here. So what we're going to cover here is the breakout trading process that I use, how to harness price momentum for your breakouts, best breakout trade setups, using trend lines for your breakouts, scanning to identify breakouts before the breakout. That's very important. And then how do you bring it all together? So I've been trading for over 30 years and started my trading career back in the 80s, trading cargoes of crude oil. So, we were basically fundamental traders back then, but now everything has gone technically to all the charts and all the great stuff that we have available. So, trading for yourself is such a rewarding job out there, one of the best ones on the planet, but you really need to stay educated about what you're doing and trading and stay focused then on really managing your risk. But I'm glad everybody's here today because you're here to learn, and, a lot of great stuff, a lot of good teachers and instructors here to talk about all these different trading models and indicators to use. But the way I was started out trading was we started with fundamentals, but then we eventually got into, all the futures markets, and everything that we really traded, we really were trading from a momentum standpoint basis. So you could have support resistance type trading or breakout trading. So I do both, but my favorite for very fast, powerful trades is to trade with momentum for breakouts, either up or down. A little background. So I have been actively trading for over 30 years, and I ran a really large oil trading group for over 10 years, a company called Trans World Oil. So I was executive vice president for this company. We were one of the largest oil trading companies in the world, and ran the trading group out of Bermuda for over 10 years. So it was a really great experience for me to learn about all the different derivative markets for trading. And this is where we started trading basically on momentum-based type systems. And we had a lot of different trading systems that we used. And again, they were pretty much all based on momentum. So that's what I'll be talking about here today. And then I went on to launch the over-the-counter crude oil options brokerage desk for a company called PVM Oil London. And just another great learning experience for me from an option standpoint. So what I like to do is directionally trade, but then I like to do options as much as I can. So that's kind of my strategy, my formula for trading is, directional, and then trade and manage risk using options as much as I can. So the following webinar here today is purely for educational purposes. Any stocks, options, futures, ETFs mentioned does not constitute advice and should not be construed as a recommendation. Now, to me, trading is about 99.99% about price direction. And to be a successful, profitable trader, you better really have the directional trading edge for all your trades taken. So that's kind of where I start out. And, I like to use processes for trading, try to have your trading as automated as you can make it, kind of trying to take your emotions out. So I like to have processes. So this process, basically, I look to identify the highest probability breakout setups, and I do this based on chart patterns and using momentum flows. 2, then I want to identify the probable direction of breakout. 3, validate the trade's potential breakout strength by using momentum flows. And then 4, I want to be able to, have a scan where I can quickly identify and establish and put together a watch list of these powerful type breakout setups in order to be able to act quickly to catch the breakouts before they actually break out. So that's the big key is, having a good list of trades to go to and then being able to get into those breakout potential trades before they actually break out. So that's the big part of the process there, and we'll talk more and more about that. One second. Okay. So that's kind of a step-by-step process there. There's a lot more that goes into it, but that's kind of an outline of it. Now, the best breakout setups, and then how do you spot those? So for me, to identify breakout entries and exits, I use a directional cycle model system that I've designed. And it's based on using momentum flows, fractal timing analysis. So, when you're looking at trading, don't rely on one time frame. You want to have alignment in your trading time frames because they all lead up, to the bigger picture. So you want to have fractal analysis in your trading. And then I also love to incorporate trend lines to show me a really defined place of a break, either up or down, or trend lines can help you to establish support resistance lines. So it's very important to have that in your trading. And then also incorporating moving averages, which I kind of refer to as automated trend lines because they're actually support resistance levels, and then they're constantly changing based on price averages. And then another big part that I like to look at is Fibonacci support and resistance levels. Very important. And the more and more traders are using it, the more and more it becomes kind of that self-fulfilling prophecy of something to watch in the market. So these are all part of my kind of trading model system that, I use in the process that I use for trading these breakouts. Now, the tools used, whatever profession you're in, you're going to have some kind of tools in order to make you do a better job at what your profession is, or your hobby, or your sport. So for trading, it's no different. So we need to have tools that we can use, and the tools that I've developed help me to better identify high probability breakouts. So I like to have high probability winning, high winning probability type trade setups. And so to do this, I do it based on a trading system. So I would recommend a trading model or some type of system for everybody here where the rules are clearly defined, making it much easier then for you to implement to those rules. So a really good trading system should be one that can be adapted and used across all major asset classes. So it could be gold, it could be soybeans, it could be Apple, whatever it is. It should be a system that you can continuously use on different asset classes on a short-term time frame, intermediate, or long-term. So also be able to be adapted across multiple time frames as well. Now, the power cycle trading system that I've developed it's rule-based, and it's a directional trading model, and the rules of this system are based around 4 powerful indicators that I've put together for the system. And these particular indicators define a price cycle change, and it does so, markets will never go straight up or straight down. They're going to cycle. So I like to be able to look for price cycle changes. And so I do this by first identifying a defined price range. I want to, be able to look at what is a defined price range. I want to look at price volatility. I want to be able to look at the change in a price cycle, and then change in price cycle momentum. So you have to have momentum to push price to make it change or to make it keep going up or down. So very, very important to incorporate some type of momentum into your trading. Now, this is going to provide you with a set of guidelines, which is going to then allow the trades to come to you. You don't want to chase trades. You want to have some type of system where the trades come to you. You know what your setup patterns are, and then you're ready to pounce. So whatever model that you use, you want to know the guidelines and the rules, and then use those rules and stick to them. So the end result of using a trading system in your trading is going to be that you make the trading decisions based on the model that you're using and not your emotions of fear and greed. So when you get emotions into your trading, that's what really sabotages the trader. And it's happened to all of us, and it's something that you're always having to deal with. But the more you get more systematic with your trading, the less you're going to have your emotions sabotaging your trades. So it's very important to have rule-based type trading systems that you can use. Now, how do you spot breakouts before the breakout? The way I do it is what we've termed the volatility squeeze. Now, this volatility squeeze is basically, markets and securities, whatever you're trading, they'll move between quiet periods and really volatile periods. So after a market price move in a security, so let's say you have a big, huge spike move to the upside or downside, well, again, it's not going to continue going straight up or straight down. So you're going to have a period of consolidation where the prices will kind of churn sideways, maybe kind of coil, and this is kind of called the consolidation phase. And this is where your volatility comes in, and the price will then, kind of move, oscillate sideways in that range. So in a way, it's kind of like regenerating energy for the next big move. Now, this is referred to as a volatility compression, or also we can refer to it as a volatility squeeze. So once the security then is identified to be in a volatility compression or squeeze, it's going to offer you the potential for a very powerful momentum-based price spike, either up or down. And it's during this consolidation phase of a volatility squeeze that, the prepared trader, then you're going to be able to get positioned to take advantage of this inevitable spike in volatility that can really explode price up or down. So you want to get in before the explosive move so you're not chasing the trade. Now, we refer to this as that momentum squeeze breakout, and that's what we want to try to, take advantage of. That's, really a great trading opportunity. Now, these breakouts are generally very strong and fast, which is really a perfect environment for both, intraday or day trading as well as swing trading type of strategies. So when a security also then is in multiple time frames, so, it might be in a time frame, you're reviewing the 30-minute, the hourly, the daily, etc. When you're in multiple time frames with volatility squeezes in those time frames, then the breakouts are usually even more powerful with greater and faster follow through. Now, this trade setup is my favorite basic trade setup for, swing trades and day trades. And the reason is that because it can offer you very big profits in a very short period of time. So these can be very fast movements. And in trading, time equals risk. So if you're an option trader, you know that, time is part of the equation for pricing an option. So time equals risk. And think about it, the longer you're in a trade, the more potential things can go wrong, and come out of the blue, some type of event that will sabotage your trade. So I like to get that fast edge with the burst, either up or down. So I have that edge, and then it really helps you, also takes the stress off of you and gets you that good trading edge to start with. Now, here's what, kind of what a volatility squeeze looks like. We're looking for this kind of consolidation phase here. You can see how it's just kind of going totally sideways. So then what I want to do is with my indicators, I've programmed in these rules that I use to identify what is a volatility squeeze. And when this dot shows up, that's when it enters the squeeze. When the dot disappears, that's when it exits. So I've got the dots color-coded for directional move up or down. And then the other thing that I want to incorporate is a good solid trend line to help me identify a really good breaking point for the entry into that trade. So this is kind of the typical look for a volatility squeeze. So let's take a look at a few other examples here. Here's a volatility squeeze that's set up and triggered on Apple, and this is based on a daily time frame, the chart on the left, and then a hourly time frame on the right. So multiple time frames you always want to use and have alignment for those time frames. So if you just look at this example here, let me get the drawing pin out. You can see that if you look over here to the hourly time frame right here, those dots there represent the start of the squeeze, and look how tight that price channel is. It's like a coiling spring. So what we're looking for, and the rules are coded in, tells me when that squeeze starts. I have a trend line in. Here's an hourly, and then look, this is kind of like the ignition. It ignites the fuse, and boom, and then it triggers. And here's a daily squeeze as well, and you can see how it's churning sideways here when that squeeze starts. So these can offer, very powerful movements either up or down. So the next question is, well, then which way is it going to go? If I get in here early, should I go short? Should I go long? Well, for that, you use momentum. So the momentum tells you where that price potentially can go. And in this situation, we've developed a number of momentum-based indicators. So this first one you're seeing is what we call the momentum flow indicator, and it's based on multiple time frames. So we've got 4 different time frames that we're monitoring for momentum. And when they're all stacked and aligned into the same direction, it gives you more power and more clarity and strength to the potential trend either down or up. So here's momentum flow indicator, and it's got 2 out of the 4 time frames down. But here's the big thing, why you want to use multiple time frames. If you look at this side of the chart here, this is the hourly. you can see all 4 momentum timeframes that we're measuring are down. And so this 5th column here, our row, is lit up totally red. So very potential powerful move for the downside. So trend line break, cycle 1 and 2 are momentum. Here's the hourly in alignment. So that gives us kind of the ignition or igniting the fuse, and boom, it triggers, then has a huge powerful move to the downside. So that's an example of a daily squeeze with an hourly squeeze together to give you that very powerful momentum break to the downside. So these can be very fast profits and very big profits in a very short period of time. 1 second here. So that's what I tend to look for what I call swing trades, a trade that lasts a day or longer. Now here's another example. Here's for Celgene, which just triggered here last week. So you can see on this example here, the dots here, it shows up, and it was in a squeeze just for 3 days. Here's my trend line, and then it exploded to the upside. So which direction is it going to go? Well, we're going to look at multiple time frames. So here's a momentum flow indicator. So it's up 2 out of 4, but cycle 1's up, cycle 2 is up. So these are both momentum based. So what I use, I've got specific rules that I've set up. So I want to have cycle 1 and 2 above 0, which is positive momentum. And then I'm going to, take the shot. I call it taking the shot. You never know if it's going to be a real profitable trade, but you've got to take the shot. If you never take a shot, you'll never have a chance to score a goal. And the same thing in trading. So I try to look for the highest winning probability trades. Here's a trend line break, take the shot, and then manage it from there. Based on whatever your trade management might be. It could be options, it could be trailing stops, etc. But the first thing is direction, and here was a good directional swing trade break to the upside, again, using a volatility squeeze. So it really helps you to find these trades quickly and easily, and you don't have to spend a whole lot of time, searching around, scanning or flipping through charts, at night. So I've got a scanner, which I'll show you, that does all the work for you in just a minute. So that's an example there. Now here's another one that was a really good one as well. These were all, Friday and last week. So this is a Visa, and this was a volatility squeeze. And the other tool that we've designed or put together is what we call an opening range breakout indicator. So here you can see that horizontal line that's blue and red. So what we do on this, it calculates an opening range based on a formula. And based on this opening range, a lot of times you get very, very strong momentum breaks of an opening range up or down. So this is the opening range indicator that we've also incorporated into the trading model. So you can see here on Visa, this was a 5-minute time frame, and here's a 4-hour time frame. But what this helps you to do, if you're an intraday day trader, this would have been a great trading entry here, based off first identifying and seeing that it's in a volatility squeeze. You can see how tight that was coming in. And then you see the momentum indicators are up, telling you, okay, there's the potential. If this breaks, the probability is it's going to break to the upside. We've got an opening range break, and based on this, there's a good potential for a big burst once it breaks that opening range. A lot of trading systems now are based on opening ranges from, based on various time frames they use. But this is an indicator that we started using back in the 90s trading oil. So the group that I was running, we had this indicator, the opening range breakout indicator, and we used it just for trading crude oil. So we would, when it broke an opening range, we'd buy, a bunch of crude oil futures contracts or sell them. But it works on really anything, so I've incorporated this for the trading system as well. Now, so you can see that once this was broken, the 5-minute, then look at this. This is on a 4-hour, and so it just kind of continues on. It kind of creates that potential for, a very powerful move up, and that's what that one burst there led to, this powerful momentum. And you can see the momentum flow indicators here are all up. So, this is, giving you good clarity to your trades. Now here's, lean hog futures. So I wanted to show you that, it can be done with anything you're trading, currencies, futures, etc. And here's a 30-minute time frame and then a 1 hour. So side by side, here's your trend line. But first off, here's the volatility squeeze. So when I see this pop up, then I can get ready, get prepared, put my trend lines in. I look for my momentum flow to give me a potential direction. And down here, you can see it's cycle 1 and 2 are up. The momentum flow indicators all lit up green, all 4 time frames on the 30-minute, and everything too on the hourly. So it looks for potential very powerful move up, and you got that explosive move, and that's lean hogs futures. So they're, for intraday trading, it's a great way to, get into these powerful trades. Now, here's another one. This is the S&P futures, and this is just on a 2-minute to show you, again, the different time frames. It really doesn't matter what you put in. You can put tick charts as well. And this was the S&P futures on Friday. So you can see here, again, a volatility squeeze. So once this shows up, then you can start getting ready, Put your trend line in. Then I look for momentum. What's it tell me? Well, could this break up or down? Well, my momentum flow indicators are all pointing down. So for me, if I'm going to take a shot, the best probability is to take the shot for a short to the downside. So there was a good trend line break there. And then later in the day, you got the trend line break here, but here's a volatility squeeze. And what did it do? Trigger to the upside. And then end of the day on Friday, what did it do? Right into the close, trigger to the downside. So again, momentum flows, volatility squeeze for identifying a powerful potential break, and then take advantage, take your shot, and go from there. And then a lot of ways that you can trade these, either just futures contracts or even use options. Now, another thing I wanted to show you is how to draw a trend line. So it's very important that you be consistent and try to make your trend lines kind of more automated. Most people kind of draw trend lines from the left of the chart to the right. So you can have lines going everywhere. So it's very, very, not very systematic. So what you want to do, if you want to make this more systematic, the easy way to do it is always start your trend line from the right of your chart. Okay, so most current price is most important. So if we come over here, and what we do is look for a pivot high in this situation. So you can see that bar is higher than the bar before and after. So that's your point A. And then we want to go to point B, which is the next pivot high right there. It's higher than the bar before and after, okay? So A to B, and that's where you draw your line. You don't start drawing your lines back here. You start it from here, A to B, and you can even automate this if you wanted to. So here's the trend line break, okay, right there, boom. So that was on the Russell ETF. Now, that's just a trend line, so it's a really good visual place to identify a break. But then when you incorporate it with the trading model, it really gives you a powerful system where you can see that momentum. It gives you a better feel for, what direction that's going to break. So in this example, this was on a daily. You can see it was in a squeeze, a 2-day squeeze, trend line break, jump into the trade. Cycle 1 and 2 are up. So that's a trend line break to the upside. Now, here's how you do it for a demand trend line. You do it the same way, but just the opposite. So here, again, starting out from the right of your chart, over here, okay, first, most current price is most important. So we come over here. So here's your pivot low. So we'll say that's point A. If you come over here, here's your next pivot low. So that's point B. Trend line in there. Boom. Powerful break to the downside. This was on a Charter Holding, which we had a fantastic trade up setup on that. It just kept going down and down and down. It was amazing. So here is what it looks like, though, with the indicators then. Incorporating the volatility squeeze right here, which gets you prepared, and then we can scan. We can find these trades with our scanner. We don't have to look through hundreds of charts. So here is one that broke to the upside. Here's one that broke to the downside and just got crushed. Now, here you can see here's that momentum. Look how lit up it is red. So that's showing you a very, very strong momentum to the downside. And this also helps you then stay with the trend so you don't take profit too early. So what I like to do when you get that really solid momentum using the moving averages, you can see how that really trended, and cycle 1 and 2 are down. So perfect trade setup there on a break to the downside. So that's a CRI. Now, how do you find these trades? So this is a big part. You've got to know what the pattern is. You've got to know how to then execute it. But the big part is having a list of trades to go to. And that's the part that gets frustrating, always trying to find the trade. So you always see these guys say, hey, this is a great trade, and it's already taken off, and you're like so frustrated. You're saying, well, I wish I could have been in that one, when it happened or before it happened, but you're always seeing these after the fact. So what I've done is developed a scanner for this specific pattern, this volatility squeeze. So based on the rules that I've incorporated in the system, then I've got a scanner to look for those types of stocks or securities. So it's basically a matrix, and we'll go through and we'll look at some stuff here in a minute, some live scans. But here's what it basically looks like. So here's a volatility breakout scanner trade watch list. So, I just put together a watch list. It could be as simple as just a little T-chart with the buys and sells, or it could be on a spreadsheet, whatever. But the key here is the time frame. So this particular scanner, we can scan from 1 minute all the way up to a month, 1 month. So then what we have in here is here's the squeeze for the daily. And then we can also show when it's triggered. So then we can do, 1 minute, to 1 month. So for swing trades, I like to scan for the daily time frame in 60 minutes. So I can scan 60 minutes, see what's triggered, et cetera, et cetera. And so then it's a matrix, and then it shows up everything that's in a squeeze. So here's Lululemon, and it's been in a squeeze for 23 bars, which on this would be 23 days. And then we have it color-coded for directional potential down or up. If it's red, the momentum is basically saying it could go down. If it's green, it could go up. So here's one on AKAM. So it had been a squeeze for 4 days, 4 bars, potential downside. So, rather than having to go through a bunch of charts, I'll just come in here through the scanner, and then I can flip through these things real quick, looking for a potential trade setup based on the pattern. So here's what that looked like. Had the volatility squeeze, beautiful setup. See how tight that pricing action was, very coiled. And then trend line, boom, breaks, take the shot, and manage from there. So my momentum indicators, cycle 1 and 2, are down. You can see here on the hourly time frame, they were down hard too. So very, very good setup here for AKAM, which was found through the scanner. Now here is the question: do you have a subscription for the picks? I'll talk about that a little bit later here. And now here's another volatility scanner list here. This was on, so just to show you that it works, for foreign exchange, whatever you like to trade, you can put it into the scanner. So here's the euro-dollar pairs trade. And so here it had triggered. So TD means trigger, but a lot of times you'll find these things triggered and you get into it before it really takes off. So here's the euro-dollar, and so it had been triggered for 2 bars or 2 days, and the red shows you it was triggered to the downside. So here it was the euro-dollar. It had been in a squeeze for a very long period of time. Look how it just been consolidating, and then you put your trend lines in, get prepared, take the trade based on momentum here, and then boom, down, down she goes. And here's the, this is a 1 hour time frame, and, breaks here, opening range, breaks again, and just, stair steps down. But then here's the other big part of it. Based on momentum, you can help you to see and clarify how strong the selling pressure is. So here, all the momentum time frames that we're monitoring, 4 different time frames, they're all down. So what this does is help you to stay with the trend, so to squeeze out as much profit as you can. And cycle 1 and 2 are down. So it's all part of the system here. It all makes up the whole of the system. Now here's a volatility on a day trade. So for the day trades, I like to then scan like a 5-minute time frame and a 30-minute. And this way you can stay ahead looking for different trade setups during the day. So here is what that matrix looks like there. Now here was a break to the downside on coffee, and so it was in a squeeze here on a 2-minute. It was also in a squeeze here. It was a squeeze on the 2-minute. So look how tight that was coming in, and then it breaks in just the same pattern. So it really doesn't matter what time frame. It's just a question of what you're trading and finding these patterns, and then using the system to help you navigate through that particular trade. The T column stands for trigger after it's triggered. So let's take a look. Let's scan for some trades here, and we'll build a watch list. And these are some things that you might want to look at on Monday. No guarantees, but this is the way that you can find some great trade setups. So what I'm going to do now, the only thing here, today is Saturday, so the markets are closed. So this is Thinkorswim. So I've got this scanner for Thinkorswim, TradeStation, and eSignal, but I really love it on Thinkorswim because they have a lot of data. But, here's what it basically looks like. And you can see that, there's no price. This is constantly updating when you have live price. But today, with the market close, some of the prices have kind of got stuck here. But anyway, we'll go through and we can still see. So what I do is, here's the NASDAQ 100. So I can come in here to whatever Thinkorswim, whatever they're monitoring, whatever data they have. So I can come into their public list. I can look at, double shorts, Dow Jones Industrial, anything they have on it, I can put through this scan. I really like the NASDAQ 100. These are great for volatility breakout type trades. So that's what I've got up here. But you can whatever have on their list, Russell 3000, S&P 100, so, and then you can build your own list. So here's my personal list. I've got my own, watch list that I like to use. Here's a watch list of ETFs, energy stocks, intraday futures, pairs, etc. So pull up the scanner. So then you can set this up. We have instructions on how to use it. Either you can put from 1 minute all the way up to, you can see here, 1 month. So for intraday, for kind of swing trades, those trades that are lasting a day or longer, I first like to start out with a daily time frame to scan. So I'll show you how this works. So I just click here, squeeze, and so here's what's in a squeeze. So it'll list everything in the squeeze on a daily time frame, and then it will list it from the top, the ones that are in the squeeze the longest, all the way to the shortest. Now you'll see here color code here is color-coded red, which means potentially to the downside for a break based on momentum. The number of bars equals number of bars in the squeeze since it's daily, so that'd be 11 days in a squeeze, 9 days in a squeeze. And then if I want to see what's triggered, I can just click on TD, and that shows you what is triggered. Okay, so let's go through a few of these. So what I'm going to do here is I'll put this over here to the right so you can see it, and then I'm going to pull up. You can link your charts to it, and I'll pull this up here. I'll just put it on a daily time frame because I'm going to scan for the daily time frame. So I'll just put the chart here daily, and then I'm going to link it to the scanner over here, and then we'll just flip through it real quick. And once you get familiar with the patterns that we're looking for, then you can just put these down on your list and then go back and be more focused and get ready for the trade. So let's just flip through these and put together a list. So we're going to start off here with, this is the NASDAQ 100 stocks. So I'm just going to click on here. I've got it linked to my chart. So here is the first one, FAST. So if you look at that, it's kind of in the middle of range, but here's the volatility squeeze. See the dots? So it's been in a squeeze here for 11 bars or 11 days. But for me, there's no trade here. I want to see it further down, okay? So I can do this quick. So here's Dish. Now, Dish is looking pretty interesting. This was one to put on your watch list for potential short to the downside. See how it's come down here and it's broken that trend line there. Now it's coming down to the 618 retracement. So if it starts breaking this level, boom, momentum indicators are down. So what I like to do is just put a simple watch list together. Just it can be as complex as a spreadsheet, or I can make it just old-fashioned way. I just put in kind of a T-bar watch list, and I put buy, sell, and I'll start listing. So I'll just have this DISH, and I'll have that as one, and I'll put a star and put a day, which means a daily squeeze. And when they have multiple squeezes, then I can go, and then I'll put over here the buy side. That way, each and every day during the day, you've got a list that you can follow to catch these breaks. So here's Dish, potential short. Here's Fox, potential short. See that down the bottom end of the range? And look at that. If it breaks here, this is one to write down for potential short, FOX. Here is this is a Western Digital. This one you'd put on the buy side. Look at that. See the volatility squeeze? It's triggered, almost ready to trigger. So this one is one that you might be able just to jump into Monday, potentially. So that looks really good, potentially, to the upside. Here's Cisco. Now, Cisco here is starting to develop a trend back up. It's been in a downtrend, but look, tight volatility squeeze here. So this is one I'd put on my list as a potential buy. Here's X-ray. This one's kind of in the middle, but look, if you put a trend line in, it's starting to, you can see it's starting to develop a trend higher. So I can come in here, put trend line in like I showed you. See that swing high? Swing high there. So look, pushing up to that level. And then the other thing I like to do, and I teach this in my courses, is put in a Fibonacci levels. I'll just take that swing high to low, do it real quick once you get the hang of it. And wrong one. And then once we get through a 618 retracement, it gives you even higher probability that it's going to go back up to that prior high. So here's into the 618. So this looks real good for a potential break next week. And you want to get into these before they break. Once they break, this sucker could end up then at 65, which is the 1272 extension. So that looks real good. So write that one down. Here's DISC. Okay, nothing really right there. Here's CTSH. This one, look, see how tight that is? This one is getting poised to go up or down. It hasn't decided yet, but it's one to put on your list. Here's Facebook. Now, this is one we're currently long. It looks poised to break up. Our target is right here, 1272, extension, $158. So we've already got a option trade set up here. Look at momentum cycle 1 and 2. Look at the momentum flow. Everything's up. That looks real good. Here's FISV. Some of these I don't even know what they are. Here's HSIC, kind of the middle of the range. Now Amazon, get ready. Here it's in a squeeze again. So Amazon is getting ready for another explosive move back up. Here's one. This one looks real good. So this was one to put on Monsters Beverage. That looks fantastic. SIRI, look at that. That's starting to break. Look, you can just kind of visually see the trend line there. It's breaking up. The momentum indicators are starting to turn. Charter, this is the one looks good for a downside move. Put this on your short list. Look at this. So it breaks that level there. It's got really good potential to the downside. American Airlines, I think, MU, and ADP. ADP is starting to roll back over too, so this might go to the downside. So this is a way, and then we can incorporate this with any time frame. I mean, so if I want to scan for weeklies, longer term, I'll just go to the weekly, and here's just. I'll show you some of the weekly squeeze, and then we can move on. But for intraday as well, it doesn't matter the time frame. So here's just if you're a longer term trader looking for some of these trade setups, here would be the weekly setups that are coming. Here's MDLZ. Here, wow, look at that one. Look at that. See, that's a weekly. That's huge. Look at the trend line break there. You would have cleaned the clock on that. So this is just a great way to find trades and always have a full list that you can watch. So that's the really exciting, one of the really exciting parts of the tools that I've developed. So, I hope you got some of those written down. They might be some that you can watch on Monday. So let's talk about how you can bring it all together to capitalize on breakouts using my Power Cycle Trading Dynamic Directional Trading System. And then we'll go, if we have time, into a Q&A, and you can ask as many questions as you want. We can look at other trades also. But what I've got put together here just for this event today is a really great on-demand course, and it's my course that's called A Systematic Approach to Trading Breakouts Intraday and for Swing Trades. So this is my directional trading model. So it's just 100% on this system that I kind of went through and summarized to you here, in this presentation. But the course is kind of a blueprint course for directional trading. So you're going to get a 5-hour recorded course that's broken down in 30-minute modules. You'll get the dynamic trading system, which is, I'll show you all the indicators there. And here's the link here, just so I've got 30 spots because we're going to have also, we will have, a live Q&A. So I like to keep the group small. So if you're interested in this, use this link here. powercycletrading.com/FAST, www.powercycletrading.com/FAST. I believe that's right. Yep, that's right. Okay, so that should work. And just use that, click on that link. Now, you'll see on your order form, you're not going to see everything you're going to get. That's why the first 30 that sign up, my assistant will know that you're going to get it. Now, if we go over 30, I'll let you know, and I can take a few more, but I just need your email address to make sure you get all the indicators and bonuses. So let's go through the course. So you're going to get the 5-hour course, okay, 30-minute modules. You're going to get my trading model, which is going to be based on 3 different indicators, which I'll show you. It's a 233-page training manual of the workshop. So my courses are very, very detailed, very explicit, very detailed. You'll get the trading rules. My rules are black and white. Tells you exactly what the rules are, how to use the rules for these trade setups. You'll get the trading manual and videos. You'll get the instructions and video instructions of how to upload these indicators. And we've got these for TradeStation, Thinkorswim, NinjaTrader, eSignal, and MetaTrader 4 for the momentum flow indicator. So just use this link here, powercycletrading.com/fast. Now, if you go to my website, Powercycle Trading, you're going to see each and every one of these indicators pretty much are for sale on my site at $397. But I'm giving everybody here today, the first 30, this whole package, indicator package at $397. So it's again, it'll be what you need, and it'll take care of all your trading needs once you understand and learn the indicator. So you'll be able to use this for intraday, for long-term trades, for swing trades, whatever your trading is, you can use this, and you can incorporate it to also, complement other types of things that you might be using, like Ichimoku or something like that. But you're going to get also a live follow-up Q&A. Okay, so we'll do this in about a week or so you can have time to go through the trading course and then come in and ask questions. Now, you're going to get software 1 is the momentum flow indicator. Again, this is at $397 on my website. If you decide later that you're not going to do it now and want to come back, you can buy it on my website, Powercycle Trading. And then my custom indicators here, $397, you'll get that. My opening range breakout indicator, you get that, $297. Now, here's the big bonus. I was thinking about it, without the scanner, this is the big daddy here, because once you have a way to find these trades, that's such an important part. So just for today, I'm going to also throw in my volatility squeeze breakout scanner as well, and that's also listed on my site, $397. So you're going to get a really great package. I don't think you can get a better deal out there. I don't know what all the other guys offered here earlier, but I'm sure there were some great ones, but I'm not sure if it's going to be any better than what you're going to get right here. So all this together, $397 for the first 30 here today. And then you get the training manual, and also I'm giving you my 7-step trading profits formula. So this also incorporates how I incorporate options and the strategies and the breakdown process for using options as part of the trade. Once I have the directional trade, I use the options. So that I'm going to throw in as well. So a little feedback, Larry, I don't often comment in this manner, but I felt it incumbent upon myself to share with you your teaching style along with the actual indicators and content of the material you so thoroughly share with newcomers to the business of trading are a testimonial to the outstanding, and I say again, outstanding sincerity and commitment you bring to your workshops and webinars. Thank you for all that you've done for the average retail trader out there. God bless Sam. So really nice comments there. And then here's another really nice one I wanted to kind of give you some input on. The best thing I've done was to attend your webinars and to get educated on how to use what I learned almost instantly on how to trade using the Powercycle Trading indicators. It provides the essential setup tools to perform macro and micro fractal trading analysis in many time frames to determine probable targets, support resistance, entry exit points, and much more. Combining with the Fibonacci analysis, it's a powerhouse of tools and indicators. I take every opportunity I get to attend your webinars and courses and gain so much from every one of them. Sincerely, Tim. So if you guys are here, thank you very much for that. Now, here's what you're going to get in the on-demand course. Again, it's kind of your blueprint directional trading course. It's a very, very detailed course. So you're going to get my power cycle trading dynamic model. Okay, we're going to go through everything you get there, how it works. So if you like to look under the hood, I'll tell you everything that's in the model, how it's structured, put together. The momentum flow indicator, a big review of that. How to set up the momentum flow indicators, what time frames to use for swing trades and day trades. The fractal timing, analysis used. So you need timing alignment, and I show you what I use for the day trades and swing trades. Fibonacci price target analysis. A big part of my trading is also using Fibonacci levels to trade against for targets. Okay, big important part to give you targets for setting up your trades. And then also incorporating those moving averages, automated trend lines, and then more detail on trend line breakouts, how to construct those. Now, my price entry exit rules for swing trading, and also part 2 then is for intraday trading. You get those rules. Profit take rules, exit rules, risk management. So very, very detailed, everything covered. How to use that volatility squeeze indicator to, get these really big breakout trades to maximize it. And then how to use that opening range indicator and incorporate that with the other indicators for swing trades and day trades. So very, very extensive, very detailed course. Then part 2 of the course was for just the intraday side of things. So again, using the same trading model, but the entry rules for day trades, profit take rules, exit risk management for day trades, and then the time frames. How do you align the time frames? What do you use? Tick charts, minutes, etc. Order execution, how to do that. Best volatility breakout setups for swing trades and day trades, and then the volatility scanner to use that to set up, your watch list. And then you also get a trading library. So a very, very detailed course there. So powercycletrading.com/fast and 30 spots for that today. Now, here's the first indicator. This is my custom directional trading model. And I started this model, I started working on this back in 2009 and completed it like in 2010. And it's what I've been using ever since. I've had a few tweaks here and there ever since, but this is basically it. So, this is a directional model. So you just use it for, your directional trades, and then you can trade it accordingly. If you want to buy stock, you buy stock. If you want to use options, etc. But again, to me, 99% of trading is to get that directional edge. So it's a proprietary trading model. It's got 5 studies in this indicator package. So you get all 5 studies. You can put some in, take them off, whatever. But you'll get 5 studies that will, make your trading decisions more seamless and faster. So here's your volatility squeeze. We've got opening range indicators, high-low, candle recognition, momentum flow. So all that. And these are available Thinkorswim, TradeStation, NinjaTrader, eSignal. You can have one or you can have all. It doesn't matter. We don't have you pay a license. It's a one-time fee. It's yours forever. And so if you have Thinkorswim and you want the other platforms, we give that to you too. We email you the code with instructions. So basically, these studies are broken down so they capture the important aspect of price movement, trend, cycle, momentum, huge, volatility, support, resistance on multiple time frames, designed to identify that volatility squeeze. Okay, so here, right here, it'll identify that to you. Shows when the volatility squeeze starts, when it's triggered, and that probable direction based on momentum. So you can use these indicators for tick charts, minutes, daily, monthly, whatever time frame you want to trade. So again, TradeStation, NinjaTrader, eSignal, Thinkorswim. You just send us, after you place your order today, just send us an email, support@PowerCycleTrading, to tell us which platform or all the platforms you want. A little feedback on the indicator here, the custom indicators. Please tell everybody that these are by far the best trading indicators I've been offered. I've bought a number of indicators in the past and paid as much as $997, but I don't use those indicators anymore. They're too vague. Now I'll use your indicators, Gouldy. And here's another one from Tim. He said the custom indicators are terrific. and working beautifully. I was able to browse through my portfolio watch list of 40 stocks, analyze them all in less than an hour. Your indicators are very clear, useful, and provide great technical guidance to determine where the stock is at and what course of action needs to be taken. A great chart analysis tool which can be used for great directional detail with very little time required. 10. Now here's the second indicator. You're going to get my momentum flow indicator. So this is a multiple time frame indicator. The study I put together and designed to show overall directional price trend strength or weakness. So this will really help you add to your clarity and confidence of a trade based on, what I call the validation of a directional trading trend or trend direction. So when you see it, when you see something that's real powerful with huge momentum, it just makes you feel more comfortable to stay with the trade. So if you just look at this one thing, here's where all the momentum we're monitoring is down, 4 different time frames of momentum. So this is totally lit up. So as long as you see that lit up, it just makes you feel more comfortable staying with that trade, trying to squeeze every little additional dollar you can get out of it. And then again, we've got this for Thinkorswim, TradeStation, NinjaTrader, eSignal, and we also have it for MetaTrader 4. So this is a momentum flow indicator, but I put them all together and it makes that dynamic system. And then a little feedback. The momentum flow indicator, Larry, kept me in the gold long enough to wait out the last retracement and hold on with more confidence, hitting certain fib levels. I ended up with $750 in that gold trade. Thank you, Mike. Larry, I was able to stay in the NASDAQ futures trade for my first $1,000 trade on 2 contracts using the MoFlow indicator and the opening range indicator. Thanks, Les. So you're also going to get the opening range breakout indicator. So this is one we started using back in the 90s for crude oil. And it's designed to capture those explosive momentum breakouts based on a daily opening range that we programmed in. So when you combine this indicator with that volatility squeeze, it's what I call a MoFlow. It's what I call the max momentum breakout indicator. So in the course, I go in great detail about that, the max momentum flow breakout. So here's the opening range. This was on crude oil. You can see opening range established. This is, you can put on whatever time frame you want to use, 30-minute, 5-minute tick charts, whatever. So that will show up your opening range. So this is available, Thinkorswim, TradeStation, NinjaTrader, eSignal. One or all, no license fee, everything's yours. So when you put it all together, it's a what I call that dynamic trading system. So you've got the custom indicators, the momentum flow and opening range, and you can use it for whatever time frame you want to trade, plus the 5-hour course to tell you and teach you how to use this package. Now here are the TradeThirsty event bonuses. So here's the big one. They're all great indicators. They're all functional together, but here's one that will save you so much time and pay for everything here today by using this one software, the Volatility Squeeze Scanner. So it's a scanner that I developed based on the Volatility Squeeze component of the Power Cycle Trading model. So this then allows you to search through thousands, literally whatever these platforms offer you, ETFs, futures, foreign exchange, during the day to identify and put together your list of these squeeze breakouts. And for, again, 1 minute all the way up to 1 month. So you get all the instructions how to use it put together. And then in the course, we go through great detail on that as well. And you can see here's a shot on my website, Power Cycle Breakout Scanner today, $397. So just to show you the difference in price if you jump on this great package today. And then we're going to do one follow-up accountability live supporting coaching session. So you're always going to have questions. We'll do this in 1 or 2 weeks, give yourself time to go through it. This will also be recorded. So if you couldn't make it, you can send in your question by email. And then just as an additional bonus, if you've never been a member to my Power Cycle Trading Club, I'm going to give you a trial 1 month to that. So that can also be a way for you to come in, ask questions about the trading model, how we use it for trading futures or swing trades, options, etc. So within the trading club, you're going to get my virtual trading room. So I open at 9:25 a.m. and I'm in for the first hour. We do, futures trade setups intraday, swing trades, whatever it might be, lots of different option type trades, and then back in for the last 45 minutes. do a daily market updated video every day on, what the markets are doing based on my view of things, what trade setups we were looking at doing, putting on, trade management. And we also do a lot of seasonality trades, and so I'm also always talking about that in the videos. We do a weekly Q&A every week, so you can come in and ask whatever questions you have. Got a Trader's Educational Vault, and every month you're a paying member, you'll get $20 credit to use on anything on my site, and then 50% discounts on everything that I have on the site. So it's just a tremendous package. I hope you'll take advantage of it. I've got, we are currently right at 25. I've got 5 more spots. If anybody wants in, just please take your time, but go ahead and order. And if we do go over, I'll let you know. And then I need your email address so I can confirm you get all the bonuses. So hopefully this was helpful to you. If I still have some time left, I think I'm about out. But you get the on-demand course, 5-hour workshop on this indicator package, how they work, Q&A, live follow-up, the momentum flow indicator, the custom indicators, opening range breakout indicators, the volatility squeeze scanner, the training manuals for all this, 233-page training manual of this course, 7-step profits handout, everything here for you guys today, $397. Now, if I still have time, I can look at whatever stocks, if anybody wants to take a look, or any questions on the indicators. Okay. CTX.
Yeah, go ahead and take 4 or 5 questions. I know we're running out of time, but go ahead.
Okay. So again, I guess everybody has the link. Let's take a look here. A couple of questions on. Let me pull up my charts. Yikes. Let me get my charts here. Okay. CTXS, ExxonMobil, CTXS, NVIDIA. Okay. Let me get a different chart here. I use a combination of kind of 3 charts to scan everything real quick. Now, I don't know what's going on with Thinkorswim today, but some of the charts are getting hung up. Some of the time frames, the hourly. But let's take a look.
They're in the middle of doing an update. We found out this morning because it was doing it to Andrew also. So.
Okay, thank you. So they're doing an update. But anyway, here's ExxonMobil. Some are showing up, but ExxonMobil. So you basically, look, it's in a volatility squeeze on the weekly. This looks still poised for more downside movement. It's just had a retracement back up, but you can see cycle 1 and 2, our momentum's down. It's kind of neutral right now. So here's a squeeze on the hourly. So you might get more of a move back up into the moving averages. So this would be a short covering retracement. So this actually looks like potentially poised for just a little bit of short covering to the upside, but the overall trend's still down. So somebody want to look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA, this looks like it's starting to kind of pull back here. You can see here was the hourly squeeze. See how that fired to the downside on Friday? So the momentum short term is shifted down. Now the weekly momentum strong to the upside, but this is where you want to wait and then, wait for your position entry or wait for this to stabilize. Right now, you would not want to get into it. You could have just shorted it actually intraday, but right now, if you're looking to go long, you want to wait. The momentum right now in the short term, intermediate term's down. So then you use your fib levels here. So start looking at potentially, down here. It could get back down here to this, 149. That'd be a great area to start looking at. But right now, you can see momentum shifted down. CTXS, I believe, was one. And so CTXS starting to shift back to the upside. You can see a weekly squeeze. It really needs to clear these moving averages. If this was in a volatility squeeze, it'd be better, but nothing there for me. No volatility squeeze. So it could stall out there. Tesla is just a beast. What can we say? But you can see here, it on the daily time frame, get rid of these fib levels. You're back up at the top of the range here. So what you would want to look at is the lower time frames. Look at that. See that volatility squeeze? So with Tesla, you can get into trades here when you get another squeeze. This would have been a great entry on Friday right here. See that break to the upside? Right now it's kind of a do nothing, but it's, you know, be looking for the next step up. You can see momentum, how strong that is. But right now, really kind of do nothing. It's waiting to look for a consolidation phase. You need that consolidation to see, okay, so here it is on a 30-minute squeeze. So what I'd be looking at Monday is if you wanted to enter into this, enter it to a break to the upside based on that 30-minute breakout. And see, here's the opening range. So I'd be looking at it if it starts breaking up Monday and this squeeze triggers, that would be a good entry to get back in. So I think that's about it. I think I'm out of time here. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here, everybody, and I appreciate your time. I look forward to working with a bunch of you in the future, and I appreciate you buying my course. I think you're going to get a lot of value out of it, and you'll pay for it really fast. So thanks again, Jeanette. Thanks you very much for having me. Thanks, Hubert. You guys have a great weekend.